5 chokes. You never's a long time. I always teach people, you never go to a throw, a choke, or a joint lock until after you've devastated your opponent. I never go to that. Of course, I'm a boxer and counterpuncher, and as such, I'm going to make sure that they're completely wore out before I go to one of these, because I don't want to have to struggle with them and I don't want to have to fight it. There are 5 chokes that I use and teach. The first one, and you just stand right where you are, and I'll just go ahead and move into them from where I'm at. The first one is a rear choke. To move into a rear choke, all you have to do is come up, and I'm going to deliver a blow with the bony part of my wrist here to the throat, and then wrap to here. I never go over and get it in the crook of my arm. If you get it in the crook of your arm, they can still breathe. This is a windpipe crushing choke, and this one here to here. Okay, next would be a fist choke from the front. Cupping behind the neck and either choking right to the windpipe with a panther paw or a full fist. Okay, next would be the hanging choke, one of my very favorites. And the hanging choke is much like the rear choke, with the only exception is it's a neck breaker and a esophagus crusher. Now, the hanging choke, you start out and you strike them in the small of the back with the palm of the elbow, strike in the throat with the bony part of your wrist. Moving around behind, grabbing the hand here, and providing a hanging or jerking motion to the neck. Okay, next choke, and this is, every one of these chokes I keep saying is my favorite. This is one of my favorites. This is easy to get into. It's much like a guillotine, but my college wrestling people say, no, this isn't a guillotine, but it's close. And the stomach choke is a choke where you start and you wind the head around, and then you lean back. Once again, choking with the bony part of your wrist and using your stomach on the back part of the head. One last choke, and this choke is one of everybody's favorite, which is the side choke. Triangle choke, a lot of people call it. Once again, using the bony part of your wrist and working on the carotid artery. And that, unlike the other chokes that are all windpipe chokes, this is a carotid artery choke. And you can always tell, and if you ever want to find out just exactly what a carotid artery feels like, is you're working around. It's a wonderful pressure point. If you'll just take and press right there on that carotid artery, you'll be able to tell how that feels like. It'll drop somebody and pull them out pretty quickly. Okay, now that we've gone through